Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Welcome. This is our fifth annual Mother's Day virtual program. I can't believe it's been so many years since we first went live to be able to reach florists throughout the United States and beyond. Our education community has grown so much over that time, and it's awesome to be able to connect with so many of you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lottie McKinnon, Director of Industry Relations and Education, and I lead Teleflora's Floral Design and Business Education program. We'll put the information about our social media channels as well as our Education Hub link in the comments, as well as on the slide at the end. Please do like, follow, and subscribe so that you can keep up with everything we have going on. In-person programs, hands-on classes, as well as on-demand content, blog, and tons of other useful information. Okay, so today's program is another packed one. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guests. Firstly, welcome Brandy Ferrer from Simply Beautiful Floral Company in Gilmer, Texas. Hi, Brandy.
Hi.
Also joining me are my amazing colleagues, Diane Lagerstedt and Shelley Shepler. Diane is an e-florist specialist and Shelley is an e-commerce specialist with Teleflora. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Brandy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I own a flower shop in East Texas, Simply Beautiful Floral Company in Gilmer, Texas. I have owned it for 7 years, and so I am going into my 7th Mother's Day. I can't believe it.
Wow. Congratulations, Brandy. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So what are we going to learn today, Brandy?
We are going to talk about designing floral arrangements that are going to fly off the shelves for Mother's Day. We're going to talk about certain sales trends that we're seeing for Mother's Day 2025, sales and marketing strategies that will increase your average order value. Also, optimizing your website and leveraging social media for Mother's Day sales, and AI applications and the way that we use them in floristry.
Awesome, thank you. Brandy, the first thing we're going to take a look at is sales trends and consumer behavior. Tell me a little bit about what Mother's Day looks like for you.
Well, Mother's Day 2025, I believe, is going to be a big one. We saw an increase in purchases and the average order value for Valentine's Day 2025. So we feel that the trend of spending more is going to continue into Mother's Day. Now, I like to describe Valentine's Day as the sprint and Mother's Day as the marathon. You have a very diverse customer base, and you have a lot of opportunities to get sales because you don't have just fiancés and boyfriends and husbands. Now you have children buying for mothers, grandmothers. You have people buying for their sisters. You even have mothers buying for their daughters. Maybe the daughter is, a new mother. So you've got a lot of opportunity for sales. And because Mother's Day falls on the weekend, you can always push sales, sending something to the office, having mom get a surprise every single day of the week. So you've got a lot of opportunities. And since people are spending more this year, that's what we saw for Valentine's Day 2025. You just need to snag those opportunities. Now, we see that they're going to spend more on the larger designs, and this is the perfect opportunity for you to push add-on items and those keepsake containers.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandy. I think now would be a really perfect time to talk about some of the bestsellers for you and showcase some of your beautiful designs.
Absolutely. Well, Lottie sent me some amazing Teleflora containers, and I had so much fun designing in these. So I'm going to show you some of the things, the color palettes that really sell for us, and ways that these Teleflora keepsake containers can really push your sales. So first and foremost, pink is always going to be a good seller. Most men will buy pink for mom and for their wives. So a combination of different hues of pink with some white mixed in is going to be a big hit. And look at that absolutely amazing container. It is great to have these keepsake containers from Teleflora because this is considered a gift. So mom is getting a gift and the flowers. And there are 100 different uses for these containers after the flowers are gone. So we love to talk about, adding on or upgrading to having that container and not just using a glass utility vase. So those are the pinks. Do we have any pink fans in the audience there?
Yes, over here.
All right. So I use that same exact container, but I created one of our fastest arrangements to create. I can make one of these in about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And let me explain what this is. So I'm using white hydrangea as my base instead of greenery. So I literally threw 3 big poofy hydrangeas into this vase, and then I used it as my grid. And then I just have 3 big oriental lily blooms, 3 peach roses, 3 alstroemeria, and then 3 stems of these gorgeous coral spray roses. And it comes together so quickly and it looks so luxurious. Again, that container is a perfect keepsake gift. And I put candles in this one before, and the scalloped design on the side, it looks so beautiful when it's glowing. So mom's really going to love this. And the peaches, pinks, and white, it's a classic. So there's that one. Love that container. Thank you for sending me that one. Now, another great color palette, of course, is this gorgeous coral, orange, pink, and then anything with purple in it is going to sell really well. And so this Teleflora keepsake container has a beautiful little diamond shimmer to it. I can really see mom using this one for makeup brushes after the fact. This is going to go beautifully on her little table where she does her makeup. And so I use the rule of 2s, 3s, and 5s when I'm making designs for holidays. So we will use 2 of each different type of flower. It goes really quickly. And since most flowers come in bunches of 10, you can get a small arrangement, a medium, and a large out of one bunch of anything. So this one right here is a great example of our 2s. So you have 2 of the Free Spirit roses, 2 of the pink. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There you go. And I love this arrangement because it's so bright and cheerful. This is definitely a good color palette. And then you can also use the same container and make a little bit larger arrangement. So this one has 3 of everything, and it is really a showstopper. So that Teleflora container, it definitely makes it a great gift. Now, I know that Lottie loves this container. This is her favorite. So you always have the mom who maybe doesn't like pink. She likes sunflowers. She likes yellows. So this container with the little bumblebees and the daisies on it, it is a perfect little cube container. And this is an arrangement that can go on her office desk, and everybody's going to be so jealous. So I have this one, which is considered a small, on the smaller side arrangement. And you can also make a little bit larger and go with 3 stock, 3 white roses, the sunflowers, and then this one a little bit smaller. So this is perfect if someone's getting something maybe for a coworker, grandma, so on and so forth. But if they really want to wow, they can get the larger arrangement. So that's my favorite too. I love pink, but I really love sunflowers. So I always love to have something with yellows. on my menu for Mother's Day. So this one always works out really nicely. So now a big seller is always purple. Okay. I've got this one. Different shades of purple. And so this Teleflora container is actually, it has a beautiful pink tint to it. So I used the Moody Blue roses that have a little bit of pink hue to them, and then they fade into the purple on the edges, and it just really complements the container nicely. So this one has different shades of purple. This would be on the larger side of a medium arrangement, so it's going to be a bestseller. It may not be the largest arrangement on my menu, but it's one that people are going to navigate to because it'll be somewhere in the middle. It's definitely one that we're going to feature, and we know that it's going to fly off the shelves because of the purple, for sure.
Beautiful.
Now,
thank you, Brandy.
I have one last one. So there is a holiday that is the day before Mother's Day that is a wonderful opportunity for you to get more scents. Dia de las Madres is on May 10th. And what I see in the Hispanic community, they want red roses. And I know that sounds crazy. We usually don't use red for Mother's Day, but I always have red roses available because that's what they love to get mom. So first I want to show you the container. This is actually one of the containers that was featured for Valentine's Day. So if you have these on your shelves, pull them back out and use these. And also use these as an upgrade for your dozen roses, especially if you're going to offer dozen red roses. This is a great add-on. Now, I like to feature a mixed arrangement that has red roses in it. And I love to go with like the blues and the dark purples, all of those jewel tones. This one's a great seller. So even if they don't choose to get the dozen red roses, and they are a traditionalist, they do want to do red roses, they'll go for the mixed arrangement. And so it features 5 of the red roses. So this one we consider a large base arrangement. This has 5 of everything in it. So again, these are amazing. So if you have any of these that are sitting on the shelves that were your everyday containers, your holiday containers, or Valentine's Day, pull them back out and use them for Mother's Day.
Beautiful. Thank you, Brandy. I think I want to just order one of everything.
Yes, it was fun making all of these and getting ready for Mother's Day.
Yeah. So something that we get asked about all the time is how to increase your average order value. I'd like to dig into this some more and bring in Diane and Shelley here too. Over to you.
Thanks, Lottie. So the best way to offer a little bit more and increase that average order value from your customers would be to offer some unique add-ons. Now, eFlorist makes this really easy. And what I love about it these days, compared to the old days, is it's not just the bear, the balloon, and the chocolates. Customers are looking for something different. And when I look at florists that have expanded their add-on opportunities for their customers or the add-on items, a big chunk of their sales is in those add-ons. It's our fastest growing category, is add-ons. So what you're seeing on the screen here are some examples of a florist who went above and beyond and actually curated her add-ons to go with specific products. And that can happen on eFlorist. You can get that minute of a detail. You want to add these macaroons to all your Mother's Day products, go ahead. You can do that. You can put on your Mother's Day candles, your little mom is the heart of the family sign. And I especially love what she did here by adding these local peonies. There's a drop-down menu there, and your consumer can choose to add 2, 3, or 5, like Brandy suggests, and upgrade that arrangement with these local peonies that we know are going to come out strong for the holiday. So this is a way to really set yourself apart and stand out from the competition. I want to make mention of the fact that all your add-ons can have multiple sizes, quantities, flavors, scents, styles, and colors. That is a terrific way to really get the most bang for your buck. Don't just offer one balloon and then another add-on of 3 balloons or another add-on of 5 balloons. You can drill down and make that 5 balloon picture, but then on your selections, you can do 1, 3, or 5. So this is a fantastic way to really up the value of your average order by offering these higher end add-ons or complements to the order.
You know, Diane, I really love the fact that the website is able to customize the add-ons for specific holidays, because I tell you what, if my kids got me balloons for Mother's Day, that would be the last time.
So, Diane, I know you've got some more stuff to share with us. I'm going to change the slide here.
Thank you. One really great way to use up product, especially your keepsake containers, is to offer them as add-ons or upgrades for other arrangements. So in this particular case, you can see this beautiful dozen pink roses here would look gorgeous in either of the Mother's Day containers. So we added these as upgrades or add-ons, and consumer can choose to go from a clear glass vase that they probably already have hanging around their house to something very special like the Pretty Glow vase or the Vivi vase. I like saying that, don't you? Vivi vase. And you've added another, you've added another $35 to the sale. Just easy as that. So don't feel like you have to get your containers in from Teleflora and sit on them until you get an order for that specific container. Figure out unique and creative ways to sell those containers or sell through those containers. And this is one way to do it. You can grab the container images using a snipping tool from myteleflora.com on the product gallery. Snip it out, hold on to it, save it on your computer, and then turn it into an add-on on your website. I think we have another fun idea on this slide too. So this florist had a great time with her custom arrangements, putting on custom arrangements and renaming them from standard deluxe or
deluxe premium.
Premium. I always want to say standard deluxe and superior, but standard deluxe premium. She renamed them from your favorite child at $75, from your other favorite child at $95, and from your most favorite child at $115. So, if you really want to be mom's most favorite, you better step it up for that $115.
I love that idea.
We could have a from your mom's only child.
Yes. It's such a cute idea, and I'm sure that it gets people's attention. I love it.
This is another great way to really show off what you do and offer a one-click purchase gift collection. And in this particular case, we've added the descriptions in a descending order. So the first one there is the entire collection. So you get the arrangement, the candle, and the cookies for $175. This is one of the beauties of making custom arrangements for your site, is that you can change the order in which they show up on the website and in the product selection page, like this florist did. The second selection would be the bouquet and the macaroons, and the third selection would be the bouquet and the candle, and then the fourth selection at $100 would be just the bouquet only. I love this idea because it makes it easy for the consumer. They don't have to make a decision about which add-on to purchase. They just can buy the entire collection.
And I love this, especially the fact that you're starting with the largest package first at the top. It's
Mm-hmm.
funny that you say that because when we have customers call in to the flower shop to place an order over the phone, I tell my girls that we always offer the largest arrangement first, and then we pause, and they usually go with that. Now, if they say they need to spend less, then of course we go down to the other options. But we always describe that package, that collection, and usually they want to do that because that is a one-stop shop, and that's what they want.
You've got a good sales team.
And they're trained well. So, Diane, another super popular option to drive sales, I know, is our next slide.
Oh, I'm so excited about this feature on the Teleflora websites, eFlorist websites. It allows you to sell subscriptions if you have the Dove POS system as well. This integrates with the Dove POS. So it's really important to market or shout out about your subscriptions that you have on your website. Don't just hide your light under the bushel and have a subscription category at the very end of your navigation bar. Make a banner that really helps promote that Mother's Day subscription idea and promote those reoccurring sales. And when a consumer chooses a subscription, then they get the option of whether they want it weekly or monthly and the duration. So one florist that I know tells a tremendous story of success with subscriptions. They had their subscriptions really well marketed for Christmas. They got 23 subscription orders, which amounted to 145 future orders or $15,000 in sales. So this is not chump change here. This subscription business is a big deal. I spend money on subscriptions for my dog even. So I know it will be a good Mother's Day seller if you go to the trouble of promoting it. I think it's great that we, can take the time to offer you some suggestions on how to make those subscriptions really work. Shelley, why don't you talk about some of the ideas we have for subscription products?
Okay, great. Yeah, just Diane and I were brainstorming too about things we've seen and things we would love to get. So if you're writing a list of where this is a great ideas here. So fill the love bouquet. That could be attached to a birthday. It certainly could be attached to Mother's Day or any time you want to just remind somebody you love them. And it could be a subscription that is weekly or monthly. It has both options in there, and then they can buy how many of occurrences they wish to have. But flower of the month, that could be your choosing, or it could be based on, the calendar that says which flower of the month. It could be a chocolate lover's basket. Maybe in the springtime, you have beautifully packaged but that's yours, the chocolates, beautifully packaged in the spring, or maybe in the midsummer, you have one that's all these different white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, that is a s'mores kit. You could really have fun with this. Cocoa packages at the Christmas holiday or the winter's first sign of snow. All those things that you can have fun with. The spa basket. Who wouldn't love a spa basket that has all your different lotions and bath salts and things like that? All those pamper things that you could carry in your shop, or just bring in just for the subscription offering that you have. Rose of the month, very simple. Exotic orchids. Seasonal and locally grown flowers in your area. All those things make beautiful subscriptions. If you sit around with your staff, you probably can think of an endless list of this that you can create for your website. And I love the idea of having it on the banner. Why not shout out the fact that you have these subscriptions and get those ongoing sales, those reoccurring sales throughout the year very easily?
Those are great ideas, and I love the numbers that you just gave there, Diane. I'm sure that will definitely pique some interest from some of our viewers here.
We hope so. So these are just some examples that we've made up for you, taken off of others' websites. We want you to think about subscriptions not just for sending to somebody you love, but maybe kind of as a self-care thing for people too. So think about them for yourself or for an office. I mean, it would be a great having a subscription for an office building or an office setting would be a terrific way to increase morale. The Flower of the Month Club, the Rose Color of the Week, and of course that monthly spa basket. I love that one for Mother's Day, Shelley. That's just a great idea. Throw a little vase of flowers in there, make it a different scent every month. Never coming out of that bathtub.
It's also a perfect opportunity to, if they decide to buy the subscription for Mother's Day and begin that, offer that Teleflora keepsake vase. This goes with the first arrangement. And then every time they receive their new bouquet, they can just change it out and put it in their keepsake vase.
I love that. Florists or consumers are really loving that experience, and this would give them that florist experience. They get to unwrap the flowers and pop them in the vase themselves.
Yeah, and like you've said, these are really great opportunities to just show people what you can do. Okay, thank you. That was awesome information, and I'm sure lots for people to think about. So now we're going to change things up a little bit because I see comments and questions about this subject all the time. And I think it's time to dispel some myths. Brandy, Shelley, and Diane, why are we so skeptical and how can we use AI for our benefit? Brandy, over to you.
Well, I turned to AI because I am a mom, a wife, a business owner, and there are a lot of little busy work things of being a business owner that I just don't have time for, but they have to be done. So I jumped on the Chat GPT train right in the beginning, and it helps me with all of these different little tasks like writing blogs and SEO enhanced product descriptions, social media content, things like that. And it saves me time and it allows me to get back to the design table so I can do what I love, which is design flowers. There is also an aspect of AI that makes some people uncomfortable, and that is creating images with AI. And I see it as a creative tool. It helps me go from the abstract into the concrete. It's inspiration. Just as if I was walking into a museum and I was inspired by the portraits on the wall, looking at Pinterest for ideas, I use AI image generators in the same exact way. So it can be a little creative assistant and help you with new ideas and concepts that maybe you have no idea of how to create.
Brandy, I know you had a situation recently with a customer with an unusual request that you used AI to help you.
Yes. So every once in a while, you have a customer that walks in the door and asks you for the most off-the-wall thing, and you don't have any idea what it would look like or where to start. So I had a guy come in. It was right before Halloween, and he wanted an anniversary floral arrangement for his wife. Their wedding anniversary was on Halloween. So they were married on Halloween. Their wedding theme was 1950s vintage circus. And he wanted a floral arrangement that would combine both of those ideas. And he wanted it the same day. And I had no idea of where to start. And neither did any of the other girls who worked for me. They didn't know what 1950s vintage circus looked like, especially when you throw in Halloween. So I turned to Chat GPT And I just started having a conversation with it about, what are some of the aspects of 1950s vintage circus colors, elements. And then I said, okay, if you added in Halloween, what would that look like? And then I told it to create me an image of a floral arrangement inspired by those two things. And this is what we got. It gave me this great image. Of course, that isn't what I sent out, but look at what I created based on that. I wouldn't have had any idea where to start if I wouldn't have had that one image right there. It just gave me a little bit of an idea of where to go with this. Well, he came in, he absolutely loved it. He ended up calling us back, telling us his wife was in tears, good tears. She thought it was perfect. She was like, I cannot believe it. This is so fabulous. And so it was just, we hit a home run with this one, but it was thanks to ChatGPT behind the scenes, helping us create an image to give us a little bit of creative direction.
Well done, Brandy. That's brilliant. I love the design that you came up with. So thanks for sharing that little anecdote. Shelley and Diane, I know that Teleflora also offers some tools. So perhaps you could both talk a little bit about those.
Now, I don't know about you, but keywords are something that I always kind of, I know they're important, but when you're writing a description of an arrangement, it's so easy to just to list the flowers or to say pretty flowers in a glass vase. Well, when Google crawls your website, as they do so often, to find out what's new and what's happening and make sure that you're a vibrant, vital business, they're not looking at your images. They're looking at your text. And so this is something that I think a lot of florists need some help with. So when I asked AI to describe this photo using keywords, this is what it gave me. A beautiful and vibrant floral arrangement featuring fresh orange roses, lavender roses, green chrysanthemums, and deep purple statice, elegantly displayed in a glass vase, perfect as a wedding centerpiece, luxury gift, or home decor. Now, I might have cropped out that wedding or edited out that wedding centerpiece piece in there. But I think they did a great job. And then it asked me, do you want any modifications? And sure enough, I did. I wanted to add the name of my store and the city that my store was in to that description. And again, it did a great job saying stunning floral arrangement from Diane's Ruffled Roses in Seattle, featuring fresh orange roses, lavender roses, green chrysanthemums, and deep purple statice in a stylish glass vase, on and on. Our fresh handcrafted bouquets are from Seattle's premier florist today. Now, if I really wanted to make that better, I would have asked ChatGPT to add the words delivered in the Seattle area. So I think this is one way that ChatGPT knows what keywords are, and maybe not every florist knows what keywords are. I know I don't know every keyword, but it's doing a great job writing descriptions and taking that task off your plate.
Saving
Not
so
every
much
florist
time.
has the time, to write them.
Right.
So yes, this is one thing that I use for all the time. I don't have time to sit and write all of these gorgeous descriptions. And so it can get it done for me so quickly. And that's not something that affects my relationship with my customers per se. It doesn't affect my creativity. It's just something that's going to help me rank higher on Google. So yes, I use it for.
Thank you, Diane. That's some really great information. And Shelley, I know Teleflora has some AI integrations that we would love to share.
Yes, thanks, Lottie. We have a new product called Review Manager, and this is your perfect AI assistance and a great introduction for anybody who hasn't used AI to really see what it looks like. It is inside the ESAT platform, and it's impressively prompt to reply to those reviews, and it is incredible in writing unique and personalized responses. The endless creativity in this tool is amazing. I could never come up with that many responses myself. They're all uniquely different from one another, and it even is a multilingual tool. So no matter what language someone is writing your review for your business, it actually can respond to those reviews for you in that language. You can hit the translation tool so you can see what it has come up with for you, but it's impressive. Like I said, it lives in the ESAT dashboard, but a human, whether it be you or one of our Teleflora staff members, will review it before it gets posted. And you can see right from the ESAT dashboard, it's going to post right out to your Google business page on that review. So quick and easy for you with one click, it posts out there onto that review platform. And there's over 150 different places that it will respond to those reviews. So again, quick, easy for you, and that engagement of the florist with that consumer who has taken that time to write the review and for you to thank them, that means a lot to the consumer. And we see that shops that do respond have a 35% increase in order volume. So who wouldn't want that? And again, we've made it simple.
Awesome. Thanks, Shelley.
This kind of shows the progress of what's going to happen. As we click through and go around the cycle, you'll see that those reviews get read by those consumers out there, which they place orders, of course, increasing your revenue. And then upon delivery, 3 days after, that consumer will receive a text and an email. So they have a request from your business to write a review. The majority of those reviews are coming in at 5 stars. And as I mentioned earlier, over 150 different review platforms are connected to this service. So then that review comes into your dashboard, and our team is there to respond using, of course, that AI technology that we review first before it gets posted out. Or you could use that tool too, because every time you get a review, you're going to get a notification that you received a review. It's an awesome tool to really streamline your business and drive more reviews. If we look at the next screen, we'll see what that looks like. So as I mentioned, they get a text message and an email 3 days after delivery. They also will get a second one on the 6th day or 3 days after that if they didn't respond to the first one. So we give them 2 opportunities, and it will come in as a text and an email, and you can personalize it. It has your logo, your name, your star rating that's taken directly from your Google business page. And then you request for that feedback. And you can see that green button there, Lottie, that has review us on Google. So once they click that, they're going to be able to write that review. And this is going to show how we can do that. This is inside the ESAT tool. You're going to go click that one more time. It'll take us through a little video of how that takes place. So here's the marketing and promotions. You just slide down to review management, and then it will go ahead and give us their screen. It'll open a secondary tab. So you'll see that little delay, but you'll be able to see the second tab open. And here on this particular shop, we have highlighted Google reviews and a few other review platforms. And you can see here's a review that's fresh. It came in. It'll show you what has been responded to and what's still waiting for a response. Typically, our team responds to those in 24 hours. So when you get that notification in real time that you got a review, you could jump in there and take a look. And if it's from your Aunt Mary, maybe you want to respond to that one and not us. So here you can go in. It prompted with a ideal response it thought initially, but you could go through and edit that and ask it to make a different selection for you. So you can look at those responses, and you'll be amazed if you haven't worked with an AI tool before, how quick and creative that tool is in creating different responses for each one of those reviews. and different from the last review response. So I don't know about you, but I don't think I could come up with that many that quick and that didn't look like, oh, thank you for your business. We
Yes.
really appreciate it. So this is an amazing tool and a great way as an introduction, if you've never used AI, to really give it a chance and see if it's something that could help you. But again, this is the service that Teleflora provides. We will do all the steps for you in responding to these Google reviews. When they come in, again, you're going to get a notification. Once you've landed on the response that you want, you can easily click that blue button and hit the prompt to send it over to your Google business page and attach it to that review. So again, simple to use. Our team will take care of you. If you want to respond to all of them, we certainly can, or our team can, or mix it up and respond to the ones from your Aunt Mary or any of your best friends that are posting reviews. So very nicely done. And our last screen kind of gives you an insight of what this looks like. It's impactful because your reviews, 92 or 93, I can't recall, % of the consumers today go to Google and look there first who to buy from. And if they have no earthly idea who the florist or the best one is in the area, they're reading those reviews. They're looking at the star rating. They're looking at how many reviews you have, what your star rating is. If you have one review and you have a 5-star, that's not as impactful as, say, a 4.8 and 500 reviews. Big difference. So you'll want to make sure that you drive more reviews today. It's a competitive market, and this is what makes you stand out. If we look at the results here, this is a shop that was with us for a 1-year period. I just took a snapshot of February 24 to February 25, so we could really see what impact this had. And if you look there in the little blue box, you can see they have received 658 reviews at that point. But the biggest thing is, I mean, that's pretty impressive getting that. And they're starting out at 85 reviews 1 year earlier. So now they're at 658. That's impressive. But they went from a 4.7 to a 4.9. Now, I don't know about you, Lottie, but when I'm shopping, I'm looking at those reviews. I want to know they have a high star rating, and I'm comparing one business against another.
Yeah.
And that makes a huge difference. And this stair step little blue columns you see going across the board with impressively increasing month after month after month, that's what we're seeing with this program. So it's worth taking a look at, and we're here to walk you through a longer or more detailed presentation about it too. If you would like to hear from Diane Lagerstedt or myself, we're happy to meet with you on that.
That's awesome, Shelley. Thank you. I mean, mind officially blown here. But for example, so this program this is available to all Teleflora member florists. Is that correct?
All Teleflora members that have the ESAP portal, so they would have to have a Teleflora website.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. And for everybody watching, we are putting information into the comments section about how you can get more information about this amazing program and more information about everything else that Teleflora does.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley.
Thank you.
I'd love to thank Brandy, Diane, and Shelley. You are all amazing, and I've learned so much. And I know we're going to have lots of questions, so we will put contact information below. But in the meantime, feel free to email us at education@teleflora.com. We also have our education hub at teleflorafloraldesignhub.com. And you can find us on Instagram at Teleflora Design Education. And please do reach out to us. Thank you for joining us. And we hope you have a super successful and amazing Mother's Day.